guys, welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Portsmouth. Now, we have literally got... Actually, I wanted to start this episode off with a question, because I haven't been doing them as much lately, and I really did want to get in there. And it's a really simple question for me, for you guys today, and that is this. What setting do you have on when you play Football Manager? Like, I mean, when you play the games, like, do you watch it in 2D Classic? Do you use standard 2D, the new one? Do you use 3D? Do you use one or the other? Like, if so, what camera view? I'm kind of curious, because I mean, I like to play... A few people have said that I should play it in 3D. I can't do that. Like, you can't see anything tactically in 3D, from what I can tell. I find that it's much easier to look at the dots. It just is for me anyway, and I won't be able to manage anywhere near as well as I do, and even then, I'm still pretty crap if I did that, so I'm not going to do that. We do have the replays in 3D. That's the best I can do for you guys at this exact moment, and most people seem to be completely happy with that, so that's not a big deal. But yeah, I can't work with that. So yeah, which do you guys use when you play the game? I just find that unless I've got like a plug and play tactic that doesn't require any input from me, which I don't use anymore, then I find there's no I can't use a 3D one because I can't look at I cannot see things unfolding properly. That might just be because my computer's crap, and obviously the 3D matches are a bit jumpy as well, so maybe when I get a better computer I might be able to, but even so, I think I'd rather just stick with 2D. Right, so yeah, which one do you guys use? Let me know in the comments. Now, we've pretty much come up with the perfect start to the Premier League season. And I don't mean that in terms of the potential of us winning the game, because that's going to be difficult. But the fact is, what a way to start our return to the Premier League than with a derby match away at Southampton. So yeah, there's that. As you guys know, we got 16 million quid to spend in the summer, and I've spent a fair whack of it. As you can see, we've still got quite a fair amount of wage budget left. So we've actually, still got sort of about, I don't know, we could make another decent-sized signing if we wanted to. I've looked at it, but at the moment I may have to, actually, just because of some of the things that have happened in pre-season. Something very, very bad has happened, but there's also been some very, very good things, and some things I really want to talk about, because there's some signings I've made that I am massively happy with. So, we are going to start taking a little look at those signings, but the first thing I wanted to tell you is that Kevin McAvoy has torn a thigh muscle, and he tore it in the final pre-season game against Sheffield Wednesday, and he's going to be out for 4 months. So to the point where I've not even registered him as part of the squad for this season. So he won't be featuring at any stage in the first half of the year because of the torn thigh muscle. It's just a massive shame, and it does leave me a little bit open on that wing position. So I may have to look at bringing someone in there, and that is a massive shame, because when he and Wallace were playing together, they absolutely tore that league up last season, and I would really like to find someone that can play there. But yeah, let's get straight into transfers before we get into today. So we've not actually signed a great number of players. We've let a few players go as well, which we'll talk about first. So first thing that we've had happen is Grant Nichols has gone to the MK Dons. The main reason for this is he wouldn't sign a new contract. So I figured the only thing we could do was to try and sell him, which is a shame because he's done quite well for us. I was kind of hoping that he might move on and be a member of the first team at some point, but unfortunately it just hasn't happened for him. Which is a shame, but he wouldn't sign another contract, so I had to move him on. He would have been going on a free at the end of this year then, and I figured we may as well cash in and get a little bit of money for him, which we've done. And he moved him on to the MK Dons. A few players have gone out on loan as well, quite a few in fact, like Schmidt, Bell, Shaw, Bull, Chambers, Warner, Packham, Dodd, Rakawanwe, and a new guy, which we'll be talking about in a sec. The only other sale is Rory Croskery went to Oxford. I looked at him and thought, well, even if he reaches his full potential, he's not going to be superb for what we're looking at the moment, and I'd like to think by the time that he would reach that potential, he probably wouldn't count as quite as good. So I felt that it might be a time to move him on. So yeah, we took a we didn't take a loss because we got him on a free, so it doesn't make any difference. It's still a profit, so I'll take it. So Rory Croskery has moved to Oxford United. So yeah, now on to the signings. Now, obviously, you already knew that I was signing Gonzalo Larrea. We actually arranged this signing year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and I'd actually completely forgotten that it even was going to happen. So, but look at this. He's got some decent potential. I'm really, really pleased with this lad. Genuinely think he could be quite a decent player for that middle area of the pitch. He's got some quite decent stats already, and with the right training and time, he could be very, very decent. I can't remember if he's Argentinian or... No, he's Uruguayan. My bad. Apologies for that. So yeah, he joined us, but we already knew about that. He joined the moment things happened on the first day. Other transfers I've made. Now, I made quite a few on the first day, and then I kind of picked up a couple later on in the transfer window, although admittedly one of them wasn't my signing again. So yeah, Charlie Musonda we brought back Musonda because he's a decent player. He's still only 22. Like, he's not got much more room to improve. But the fact is, look at his stats. He's a very decent player, and he can play kind of all in these important areas. So left and right of the attacking midfield, he can play right up there. He can play in the centre of the team, and we can play as a defensive midfielder. I hope that he won't have to, but the fact is, he's worth 3.3 million quid, and we picked him up for £500,000 from Chelsea. They wanted £1 million. I offered them 300,000 just to see what would happen, and they came back with £500,000, and I thought, well, yeah, it's worth it. He's a great player, and he's done well for us in the 2 seasons that he's played for us so far. When you actually look at his performances, a decent amount of games and a decent amount of goals, averaging a 7 rating every single time. At least, in fact, last year he was even better. So for me, it was a no-brainer to bring Musonda back, and over for £500,000, I couldn't argue with that. So yeah, Charlie Musonda will be joining us. He's permanently now. He's on a 3-year deal, so you never know what could happen with that one. Now, the signing that I am most excited... Oh, actually, just before we go that, you'll notice also that Ben Osborne, who was also excellent for us last year, has also joined us, this time for £170,000. I cannot believe we got him for 170k. Perhaps not Premier League quality yet, but he's certainly going to help boost the team a little bit. So again, happy to do the business there. I thought he was excellent for us last year. And yeah, 5 goals, 7 assists, 2 man of the match. A solid player. And for only 170k, I couldn't really laugh. I couldn't knock it. You know, it was a decent opportunity to get a good player in. So we brought him in as well. Because I did say I was going to try and get some of these guys on permanent deals. Now, what I do want to tell you about, I did actually have a little look and see if I could sign Andre Bjork from Chelsea. So the standard thing is you offer them the value of the player. So I decided to undercut that a little bit, as I did with Musonda, because I thought, well, if they'll do that for Musonda, maybe they'll let me have him a little bit cheaper. For like maybe, I think I offered them 4.9 million. His value was 6.6 million. You won't believe the money they countered with. I was like, okay, well, maybe if they offer me like 9 million or something like that, I might be able to, or under 10, I could maybe stretch to bringing him in because he looks to have a lot of potential and he's pretty decent now. Yeah, they wanted 84 million quid for him. So yeah, I thought, probably not going to, you know, as lovely as his Swedish beard is, he is not worth 84 million pounds at the moment. And we certainly don't have 84 million pounds. We'd have to sell every single person, probably every single person in Portsmouth to get that. So yeah, no. But there is a signing, basically when we got our scouting opened up to the rest of the world, I decided to just send my scouts everywhere. So we've been in Croatia, we've been in Serbia, because obviously I've been noticing that there's been a lot of decent players in my Red Star save, so I wanted to see if we could pick up some players from there. Not really much in Serbia at the moment on this save. We looked in Latvia, we just looked everywhere trying to see if we could pick up any stars. And I am over the moon with one of them. I've picked up 2 that I'm really, really pleased with, but one I'm particularly pleased with, and that is this guy. This is Tony Ivancic. Now, he is 16 years old. Look at his current ability at the moment. He is 16, and he's going to be playing our defensive midfield role this year. We're just going to show you. Where is he? No, not halfback, defend. Now, 12 anticipation, 12 composure, 12 concentration, 12 decisions, positioning off the ball, positioning 12, teamwork and vision 12, tackling 16, technique 12, marking and passing 12, decent, heading 15 and first touch 16. That is unbelievable. And then his strength is only 10, but he's still only 16, remember? Acceleration 12, not bad, balance 14, stamina 16, determination 18, aggression, work rate, I just couldn't believe it. So basically, when the scout report came through, I looked at it as usual and I thought, hey, he's a bloody decent player. He's a regen. So that's surprising. He must have been one of the ones from the first regen, like at the very first start of the season. And then I looked at his age and thought, he's 16. How the hell is he this good at 16? So I thought, okay, well, you know, it's worth us putting a little bid in. I put in a bid, I think, because his value at the time, it actually only said like 90,000, I think. So obviously I put the bid in of like 150k as a sort of cheeky thing just to tease them and see what they wanted for him, expecting them to say something like what Chelsea had with Andre Bjork, where they wanted like, I was expecting them to say something like 30 million quid, if I'm honest. They actually came back and said 7 million. And I thought, what? Like, what's the catch? So I basically haggled with them a little bit further, and I was a little bit worried that doing that might put them off. But eventually we managed to haggle him down to, what was it? Yeah, 4 million quid was what we haggled him down to. I think there's another like 2 million in there in terms of like payments to come later on. But the fact is, for a player of this quality, for 6 million quid. I'm ecstatic with it. Because to me, he's 16 years old at the moment, but he is our first choice defensive midfielder. And I'm not even ashamed to say that. We're going to have a 16-year-old, and I'm going to be putting him in the starting lineup for today's game. We're going to have a 16-year-old playing defensive midfield for a study. Yes, I know he doesn't have the experience, but for me, he's just a good player for most Premier League sides at the moment. World-class defensive midfielder. I didn't even have those details when the scout report came through. I just saw that some of those stats and thought, whoa, it's worth a pop. And I'm over the moon with him. I really am. I can't stress enough how amazing I think Tony Ivančić is. He has under 21 caps and he's 16 years old. And also, it's not one of those like random Regens things. He is actually a proper Regen that's been at Dinamo Zagreb. So it's not like not a fake player, but like some of those Italian ones I picked up, they're just anomalies in the game. This guy is a real Regen that we've actually been able to ascertain, and I am ecstatic about that. So yeah, that is Tony Ivančić, and I'm very, very happy with him. So yeah, moving on, apologies for that. Now, the other big signing that I'm very happy with, and also probably our most expensive, in fact, definitely our most expensive signing overall, although this one is all up front. So it's around about the same as him, and this is Ali Borrell. He signed from Troyes, and I've got to tell you, I'm pretty happy with him. Like, we need to have an advanced forward that can play up there. You know, Jerome Sinclair is a good player, and we've already had bids from him, and he's already got a bit pissed at me because I wouldn't let him go to Crystal Palace, which might sound a bit strange because they're a Premier League side too that just about survived. They did actually win the FA Cup last year, which is bloody impressive as it is. Also, for those of you wondering, Brighton were the team that won the playoff final over Brentford 2-1, so they're in the Premier League with us as well. You may have seen it on the league table at the start, but if you didn't, now you know. So yeah, this is Ali Borrell. Some of his stats aren't brilliant yet, but I still think he's got a lot of potential. Acceleration and balance are good for the role he's playing, but he's also got decent natural fitness. His determination and decisions are fairly decent. Composure 14, anticipation 13, off the ball 15, and work rate 17. Again, decent work rate and determination I'm happy with. His passing and heading, again, could do with a little bit of work. Well, they can do with a lot of work, but that's the stuff that we're going to be working on in his individual training. And he's still only 17, remember. This is a guy for the future. I'm really cannot stress enough how I wanted to spend money on players that I could sell for more later on, or that could become club legends. That was the way I'm doing this, rather than spending loads of money on a 30-year-old striker that we are never going to be able to get any money back from, and it's only going to cost the club money. 17 dribbling as well, which is great. First touch of 12 and 15 finishing. It's not quite Bjork's 18, but that surely will only go up over time if we train him right. He's still only 17. Pretty damn happy with that. He's worth 4.1 million at the moment, but of course that is just at the moment. Now, if you actually look at his coach report and get Steve Weaver, he's about the same quality as Jerome Sinclair. So it's good to have both of those two guys in there. And again, potentially to be world class. I'm so happy with these two signings. I splashed a lot of our money on them, but I just feel that 2 or 3 years down the line, although for Ivančić, it could just be this season. They are going to be so worth it. It is unreal. The other one, I did pick up another one of these players that I'm pretty certain has the same kind of he's the same kind of things as those Italian guys. I found another one. This is Matthias Unterlechner. Very young, still only 17, but again, has fairly decent potential. I'm pretty happy with him. Actually, he's fairly decent. He's got great heading already, which is good to see. Strength and jumping reach are also good, so he'll be very good, and his determination is fantastic. So again, he'll take a little while to bed in, but again, he could be brilliant at some point. Now, Stevie McLaren, when I actually saw this, I thought we'd sign Steve McLaren as a coach, because this is not a signing I actually made. This is a signing that my head of youth development made, and I kind of just okayed it in the end because it wasn't a great deal of money. It was like 40k, so I thought, why the hell not? He did a good job with bringing Glenn Oates in, so I thought I'd trust him on this one. Perhaps wasn't the greatest sign. Now, this is the only one that I've made that I'm a little bit unsure of. He's still decent, but it was one of those ones where the agent offers. So I don't know. Like, let me just see what my assistant thinks. Wait. Okay, we'll just say that for now. But like, decent, brave, very, very brave, and decent determination as well. So that's good to see. We've got a lot of very determined young players here, which is good. He's going to take some time, but he is, of course, only 17 again, and hopefully I don't think he's quite as sort of temperamental as Stanis Baratheon has been. So I'm kind of happy with that. So that is the last signing we made. It might not seem like a lot, but I'm fairly happy with what we've got in that, to be honest. So I'm just going to take you through some of our preseason friendlies so you can have a little look-see. So we started off against US Quevilly, and pretty much dominated them. Goals from Kieran Griffiths, Ali Burrell, Charlie Musonda with 2, Adam Webster, and Tim Prescott also getting on the score sheet, which is nice to see. He's coming through a little bit. Then we had a 0-0 draw against Birmingham, and I was a little bit disappointed with the performance there, but, we were trying all kinds of players out. It's worthwhile having that. Next game... Oh, sorry, apologies. We played against local team, Mole Valley, and Glenn Oates... Good to see him score a goal for us. Then Charlie Musonda and Nathan Dodd, the forgotten man, who is still at the club and is still... I think he's gone out on loan again, just to try and keep him getting some first-team football and try and help him develop a little bit, because we can't give him the first-team football he needs at Portsmouth at the moment, especially not now at our Premier League side. But a decent result nonetheless. Then we had Chester, and managed to win 1-0 with Jed Wallace getting a good goal. Unfortunately, against Zenit, we actually kind of buggered this one up a little bit. Went 2-0 up through Jerome Sinclair and Kieran Griffiths. Unfortunately, we got injuries to Jerome Sinclair and Ben Osborne in this game, which was a shame. But then Federico Palacios Martinez, Oesin Osilla, and a guy whose name literally appears to be Nail Borisov. Is that actually his name? Is that an I? That looks like an I. Tell me that's an I. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. Yep, his name is Nail. Do you reckon he's hard? Hard as nail. I like it. I like that. I want to get players with names like that. Then we beat Bognor Regis 4-0. Tim Prescott, 2 goals from Kieran Griffiths and 1 from Charlie Musonda. Really getting the goals, though. Then we played against Schuurborg and Jed Wallace, Kieran Griffiths, and Kenneth McAvoy. Unfortunately, against Sheffield Wednesday, Watmore's late goal was only it wasn't even the worst thing about that game was us losing. It was the fact that Kenneth McAvoy is now out for 4 months as a result of it, as depressing as all hell. So, that is basically what has happened over the summer. I am massively pleased with the side. Ivancic is the one that I am super stoked about, although Burrell looks pretty fucking tasty as well. They're both young, both have a lot of room to improve, but I seriously, genuinely think that Ivancic is going to be our starting player in that defensive midfield role, especially for those away games and the tough home games against the big sides. So we're going to get into the match preview screen right now. We're playing against Southampton. I don't know who they've got in their team these days. McMehdi, Gaston Ramirez, Schneiderlin, Malanda, Cork, Bangard, Savic, Murillo, Nathaniel Kleinstill, and a guy called Johnston. I don't know who that is. Sam Johnston. Oh, he's one of Man United's Youth Academy people. Right, so team selection. Let's get into this. This would be such a massive scalp if we were to win this. So let's go for this. Good. That's kind of cool that I actually put Ivancic in to start with. I was going to put him in anyway, but it's good to see that he's in there anyway. So, Charlie Taylor has also picked up a knock, so he's going to miss the first couple of games, which is a little bit worrying to have to put Zabaras in there. But yeah, we may have to bring in some squad players just to cover these roles. But I'm happy with some of the youngsters we've got. Joe Dudgeon is also there, but he's not quite fit yet. Let's just say, and Julian Maillard. Yeah, Maillard is on the bench, but I'm thinking. Actually, Jerome Sinclair isn't quite as fit in terms of condition-wise as Ali Burrell is, so I might have to start up front with Ali Burrell. So 2 youngsters, a 17 and a 16-year-old, Burrell and Ivancic, will start for Pompey today. That's worrying. But they could also turn out to be absolute heroes. Now, you saw what Lucarelli did on his debut for us, scoring twice against Cardiff. Let's get him a number. Why does he not have a number and Burrell does? Well, there's a load of players that don't have numbers here. Yep, that'll do for now. I can't give you Lucarelli the number 9 yet. He's not that good. But he could be, and that's what I'm so excited about. It's brilliant. So, let's get into this. There's a couple of other games. Well, there's one other game today. It's Liverpool-Tottenham. Our game got moved back to Super Sunday, as you can imagine, because let's face it, who doesn't want to watch the South Coast derby? I'm really ready for this, and it's Mick McCarthy that's managing Southampton now. I just really, really hope that we can come up with something special today. That would be the ultimate start to the season in the Premier League. It would be for us to put one over on Southampton. No offence, Southampton fans. It's just one of those things that I desperately want to see happen. Just the perfect way to start. The fans will be right on board. Also, just in case you're wondering, our season objective is to fight against relegation. So even if we go down, the chances are I could probably keep my job. And that is hugely important to this save. It meant that we lost a bit of transfer funds, but I wanted to make sure that we had the longevity of this series. Is the kind of main interest here. So here we go. Hopefully, Tony Ivancic can have a wonderful start to his career at Pompey. He's already lost the ball for us. That's a bit worrying. But we need... Oh, well done. Well won back by Ivancic. That's a great tackle. My big worry for today's game pretty much is Zabaras. I think if there's one place that they're going to catch us out, it could be down that left back area, so on Southampton's right wing, essentially. I would take a draw. If we could get a draw at St Mary's today, bear in mind Southampton came 6th last year and very nearly got in the Champions League. They kind of got pipped to the post at the last moment. Malanda with the ball downfield, but Watmore is right in there. Into Ben Osborne. Up to Kieran Griffiths. Can he find a pass? Can he knock it through the channel? He can. It's Burrell. Oh, that's a really, really poor effort on goal there from Burrell. Oh, it's a corner. Okay. But he got in a good position there, Burrell. Oh, if he could be a hero for us this year and get a few goals. Wallace with the ball all the way back to Kieran Griffiths. knocks it down into Musonda. Will he have a strike? And again, Musonda, and it's cleared again. Pompey have started quite well here. 2 clear-cut chances and a half chance in the first 15 minutes of this game. I am happy. We're playing some good football. The tactic seems to still be working quite well for us. Griffiths, God, teams really do not know how to defend corners against us at the moment, and I love that. And Griffiths has committed a foul there, which is a bit of a shame, but we keep on pushing. We've started well here at St Mary's. God, can you imagine what happened if we won away from home? Oh no, are you joking? I don't believe it. £6.5 million signing gets injured 20 minutes into the first game of the season. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is FM. Okay, well, it's going to have to be Jerome Sinclair now then, isn't it? We have no choice. It's a good thing to be able to bring him off the bench, though. He's a very, very solid player. So the luxury of being able to bring Jerome Sinclair on is great. I just would have liked to have had the choice to bring him on later as a substitute to replace Burrell when he got knackered, rather than having to force him into the game at an early stage. Hopefully he can... Well, Southampton get quite a few shots here, but as yet nothing clear cut. So we'll take that, but we may have to... Yeah. They do look a decent side. But winning games away at Southampton probably isn't like sort of my key prerogative. That isn't like where I think our points are going to come from this year. Our points are going to come from Fratton Park, just as you'd always expect them to. Griffiths. Wallace knocking it inside here. Can he find a pass? Goes back to Ivancic, who's creeping forward. Osborne, can he find a little run? Wallace, can he find a shot? No, he's lost the ball, and we're going to get countered on here quite badly. Well won by Adam Webster, and back into Ivancic, who's holding that down the fort quite nicely in that middle. Ooh, Musonda, can he cross it? Musonda gets the ball back. Griffiths! Blocked. And it's cleared away, and that's another decent chance for Pompey here. Southampton have had a lot of shots, but we've had the good chances, and that is encouraging for me. We've created the better opportunities in this game so far with a limited amount of sort of... Not talent, of course, we've got plenty of talent in this team. With just a limited amount of... We're actually coming back into it a little bit now before half-time. I may have to talk to Ivancic at half-time, specifically, just to try and calm him down a little bit. So, overall team talk, will doing well. Where is he? Looking nervous. No individual team talk. No, I want to calm. That did not help. Excellent. Okay, we may have to use some team talks in the second half to try and calm him down. He is young, and I can understand that being thrown into your first competitive game in a game like this, in a South Coast derby, in a Premier League match, I can understand how you'd be a little bit nervous about that. I don't want to change anything too drastic because it is still 0-0, and a point away from home I would happily take on the opening day of the season, frankly. Maybe we even deserve more at the moment. We probably should at least have had maybe a goal. I'm ecstatic with the way we played it. The only thing that is worrying me at the moment is the injury to Burrell. That is a little bit worrying, shall we say. They're getting quite a few shots in here. I might just tell them to close down a little bit more, just to try and stop some of these shots from getting in. It could end up getting us pulled out of position, but I just think that we maybe do need to close down a little bit more, just to try and stop them having so many shots. That's a good clearance. Don't let Cork win the header. Uh-oh, Schneiderlin's going to shoot from long range here. Oh, swoops it across to Davies. Great tackle from Jed Wallace. That is superb play from him. And he's into Griffiths, and Griffiths could maybe look long here. He's looking very, very the opposite of long, short. Now Griffiths has got it. And that's a poor first touch from Kieran Griffiths, but he somehow kept the ball. I don't really know how. Drops it off to Ben Osborne in the channel for Musonda. Musonda's through and goal here. Oh, what a save. And another big chance for Pompey. Oh, I can't... Yeah, okay. Ben Davies plays for Southampton. All right. Ball back here for Kieran Griffiths. Knocks it around for Musonda. We look so good from corners. I love this style of play that we do. Klein with the ball away, and it's Mehmedi, but he's up front on his own. Just don't let them sweep it to that left wing. I really think we should be in front here. I know they've had more sort of shots than us, but look, four clear-cut chances in this game. They're just, we need to put those kind of chances away. Everyone's looking good. That's nice to see. Uh-oh. I'd be disappointed if we lost this game, I got to tell you. Watmore now to bring it away from us. I'm not sure what he's doing there, but... Ooh, Sinclair does actually quite well there. But that's not good for us, is it? Wallace is going to nick in here. Griffiths is not in the best position to receive the ball, though. Right, there we go. He's got himself in a slightly better position. Could knock it back to Wallace here. He should knock it around the corner. Wallace, in for Sinclair. Can he turn and maybe have a shot? Drops it round to Osborne! 1-0 Portsmouth! Oh, is he offside? Please don't tell me he's offside. No, he's not. Southampton 0, Portsmouth 1. Oh, at St Mary's. What a moment. And to be fair, it's no more than we've deserved when you look at the good chances we've created. They've had more shots, but they've clearly been from long range. Oh, what a moment. Some lovely work here from Wallace. Not Rusonda. Sinclair does so well to pick that pass out. And Osborne with the first time finish. Oh, it's his first goal since becoming a permanent signing at the club. Right, we need to make some changes soon. I feel like we probably will end up conceding at some point in this game. Ivancic is looking exhausted. That is a shame. But to be fair, he absolutely is. And that means that Chinaz is going to have to come in there. And Ben Osborne looks a bit knackered too. But in all honesty, do I really want to make a third substitution? What I'll do is I'll wait till sort of 80 minutes and then we'll bring off Osborne and we'll bring on bloody hell. We'll bring on Crespo. Because Osborne really, he's done well, but he is looking a bit knackered and we need to keep some fresh legs on the pitch. So let's get back into this game. I'm going to do a team talk in a sec just to tell them to concentrate, but we have to wait till these changes are actually made before we're able to do that. I don't want to sink too deep just yet either because we don't want to end up just inviting the pressure. So we're going to concentrate. I'd take a point away at St Mary's. That would be a phenomenal result. But the win against a team that were challenging for the Champions League last season would be absolutely phenomenal. And oh dear, is that our ball or theirs? What more? Zabaras, he's caught up the pitch here, worrying. Griffiths, he's got round him here. That's poor. Oh, actually, it's not. Sinclair. Back to Osborne. Somebody get onside. Don't lose the ball here. He's going to lose the ball here. No, well done. Griffiths, that looked offside. Zabaras keeps it in, knocks the ball into the... nobody there on the end of it. Just don't get caught out, guys. Please. If we kept a clean sheet on the opening day away at Southampton, with the amount of shots they've had, I would be ecstatic. And that is... I don't know. I just feel like they're going to get us at some point. Vieto, oh, don't let him... Please just let him shoot. There we go. That'll do lovely. Does that really count as a clear-cut chance? He's never going to score from there. Right. Osborne is knackered, and I think we're going to have to bring him off now. So Crespo will come in. Oh, he's had a great game, Osborne. I really have to say that. He's been superb. Let's just see. Apologies for my phone going off there, lads. Okay, so 12 minutes to go. Probably going to just wait until the substitution... Oh, come on. I was going to say, wait till the substitution's been made, and then Tielemans plays for Southampton. Oh, my days. That's worrying for the rest of football. Oh, no. Oh, what a save. What a save. It's the first time he's really been called into action to actually make it one of those types of stops today. And Bachmann, I think it's Bachmann, stood up like a champ there, like De Gea against Liverpool yesterday. That is a great piece of play. Right, that should give us a chance to make these changes now. Right. We're going to go defensive. We're going to waste time because what other choice do we literally have in this game at the moment? Go on, lads. Get a 1-0 win at Southampton. That'll be the ultimate way. You'd basically be immortal as a Pompey manager for doing this on your first day back, especially given the circumstances of things at the moment. Come on, 2 minutes. Come on. Come on. Oh, no. Not a late corner, please. That's a great clearance from Watmore, but Tielemans is back out there. Fires it back across Schneiderlin, and it's cleared, and Musonda's onto this here. Musonda brings it away, and this is going to end in a minute. There we go! Yes! Southampton 0, Portsmouth 1. First day of the season, and we've won at bloody Southampton. That is beautiful. I cannot imagine... I cannot imagine a better start to a season, really. And we lost our striker 22 minutes in. We've won our first game back in the Premier League, as did Burnley and Brighton, I should point out. But that has given us a wonderful start to the year. And I think if we can keep playing as well as we have today, then we will stay up this year. Just playing the way we have. We've got Charlton in the Capital One Cup soon. But the key thing I want to look at here is the injury to Burrell. That is my main worry. Oh, you fucking kidding me. 20 minutes into his debut, £6.5 million signing is out for 7 weeks to 2 months. Oh, I don't believe this. Well, thankfully, we managed to win the game without that, but it does put a lot of pressure on Jerome Sinclair to not get injured for the rest of the season, for the next 2 months. We're going to be heavily reliant on him because if he gets injured, basically the next player in line there is Glenn Oates, who is not ready for that kind of football yet. It is Oates because Marcus has left, so yeah. But I think Ivancic did very, very well on his debut, I have to say. And yeah, I can imagine that is no one. Oh! So if Kieran Griffiths finally gets a Wales call-up, would it just be because he's playing in the Premier League he suddenly gets a Wales call-up? So there you go, guys. What a start to the season that is. We are 6th in the Premier League, but obviously after one game, so we can't really read too much into that. But the key thing we can read some stuff into is the fact that we've beaten Southampton away from home and kept a clean sheet. All of these things would you not imagine would be possible like 2 years ago with the way we were playing. So in the next game, in the next episode, we will be doing the first home game of the season against Crystal Palace. And for me, that is a winnable match as well. We've got Charlton in the Capital One Cup before that, which obviously I will be playing off camera. So yeah, our next live con will be the match at the end of the month against Crystal Palace. So look forward to that one, lads. So guys, if you like what you're seeing, please feel free to drop a like on the episode. And if you'd like to even more than that, please feel free to subscribe to my channel for more Portsmouth and Red Star Belgrade in your inbox every single day at 5:30 and 8 o'clock. And I will see you guys in the next episode for the Palace game. Bye-bye.